we better get prepared, guys. The merge is coming up. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be crazy. I'm pretty annoyed. I was the only one who apparently didn't vote for Brett. And Brett's gone, and I'm annoyed because Connor and Walter completely left me out to dry. Alright guys, I just want to know, why'd you two just completely abandon me on the vote? Well, it's pretty simple. We didn't want to go to Rocks, and, wasn't worth keeping, Brett. Okay, but it's I completely lost trust with you both. Well, we understand, but, we were gonna be forced to, vote for Brett in a tiebreaker anyway. Because would have you gone to Rocks for Brett? I mean, no, but... Yeah, but that's the thing. There is no but. You wouldn't have, and that's the point. So, at the end of the day, we had to make the call, and was it probably the right call? Maybe, maybe not, but it was still a call and the best route we had to take in order to save ourselves. I understand why Charlotte's not thrilled with me and Walter, because we left her out in the vote, but the thing is, she was voting for Heather regardless. So that's why we just decided not to tell her. And on top of that, even if it tied, she was going to be forced to vote off Brett anyway, so it's it doesn't make a difference. So we just decided to make sure it meant really nothing, so that's why we got rid of Brett. Hopefully it doesn't stir up animosity between me and Charlotte and Walter, because if it does, then, well, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be pretty worried during the merge. Do you think we made the right call? Maybe, maybe not, but it was the safest call. Tribal went good last night. Brett went out, which is what we wanted, but, I still feel pretty guilty about eliminating him. But furthermore, I don't know if we made the right choice, because if we look at it, the older people could still be together, and they could easily take me or Heather out. Who would they probably take out? Probably me, because Connor has connections with Heather. I'm just worried. The older people could still be together, and they could take us out. Yeah, maybe, but I do have Connor, and if I string him in, he should be with us. Okay, so, who would it be? Walter or Charlotte? Probably Charlotte, just because Connor did tell me in private that, Walter did vote with us, so I think maybe we can work with Walter more so than Charlotte. The Older People's Alliance did cross my mind, but I'm not too worried about it because I do still have my strong connection with Connor, and even still, I don't think he would want to take me or Jacqueline out. Okay, maybe Jacqueline, but he won't want to take me out, so he'll probably want his group to take out Jacqueline over me, which probably wouldn't be the most ideal thing for me, but it will probably happen. But if it doesn't, then I gotta make sure I string him onto my side, and maybe I can get Walter, and we can just hopefully have an easy vote on Charlotte. But it's a possibility, it might not happen. Well, guys, we're going into the merge with even numbers. Yeah, 5-5. Certainly will be interesting to see how everything plays out. So, we're going into the merge with, a 5v5 against Kalgin. And I feel like the best strategy for us to do for the very first vote of the merge is to probably stick together because, we're 5 people, the other team is 5. If they're willing to tie, we're willing to tie, so in the process, we would probably have to flip one more person on the other side, and we would probably be golden. So I feel like that's something that we need to do in order to get the upper hand on the other team. Alright guys, so hear me out. What is it, Frank? Well, we're 5 members. Yeah, the other team is 5 members. I feel like for the first vote, we do need to stick together. I'm not against it. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Okay, great. All we would have to do is just see who would probably be the odd one out on that other tribe and see what happens. It depends on who they voted out. Who do you think they voted out? No idea. I think what Frank is saying is rather a safe move. Do I intend to play it safe the entire merge? Heck no. I want to make moves left and right, and If it means I have to be safe for the first vote, then, well, I have to play it safe for the first vote. I have to, however, stay at camp to make sure, nobody goes wandering off. And so far, no one has, so I don't think that Winter or Ann are against this idea, but I'm definitely going to still have to keep them in the back of my mind, because they could still possibly flip. Alright, first things first, Ushagat getting a new look at the new Kalgin tribe. Brett voted out the last tribal council. Wow, damn. Alright, let's get to today's challenge. Wait, hang on, Jeff. What? Shouldn't it be the merge since it's final 10? Ah, nice bringing that up. Well, as you can see, there is a third beam in front of me. Because I said at the beginning of this game that the twist of the season was Rise of Resurrection. And that was the twist of the season. This specific twist is going to impact you guys, for better or for worse, right now. Come on in, guys. Wait, what? What? Whoa. No way. Kalgin, Ushagat, say hello to your former tribe members. The eliminated players from Ushagat, Moose, Cecily, and Ty. And the eliminated players of Kalgin, Zane, Eliza, and Brett. 6 players you eliminated over the past 16 days. And since then, every single one of them who left were given a note. And it was informing them about today. Instead of it being the merge, we will have another challenge. And this specific challenge will determine the fate of these 6. So, here's how this challenge will work. For today's challenge, you will all go one by one across the beam, and once all your team members have made it across the beam, you will go to the second part of the challenge. You will swim out to your platform, all your players will, and you will have to select one member to dig through the bucket and retrieve a flint. You will swim back to shore and go to your team's fire pit. You will then light the flame, and whoever lights their flame the highest at the maxed height will win. And here's the deal. For the resurrected players, here's your deal. If both Kalgin and Ushagat beat you guys will not have anybody return. However, if you beat one tribe, you will have one player return. However, if you manage to beat both Kalgin and Ushagat, you will have 2 players re-enter the game. And here's how it will work. If one team will lose, they would lose 1 player. And if both teams lose, they would both attend Tribal Council and lose a player. And you guys will vote a member back into the game. Make sense? Alright, well, without further ado, let's get started. Wait, hang on, Jeff. They have 6 players, and we and Kalgin have 5. How's that fair for us? Well, to be fair, you guys did vote those people out, so yeah, that's not entirely on me. That's on you guys. So, if we have no other questions, Survivor's ready. Go! All 3 teams are off. Walter going for Kalgin, Ty for the resurrected players, and Winter for Ushagat. Walter's behind. Ty seems to be going slow and steady. Winter, however, is in the lead. Walter's still behind. Ty's still taking his time, and Winter's almost across. Walter's nearing the end. Ty's almost across. Winter's across, meaning the next player on Ushagat can go. Ty's across. The next resurrected player can go. Luke's going now for Ushagat. Meanwhile, Walter's still behind, but he's almost done. Luke continuing to extend Ushagat's lead, but it looks like Cecily is behind, and so is Charlotte. Cecily's sideweight strategy is actually paying off as she's starting to catch up to Luke, but he's still in the lead. Charlotte, however, is putting Kalgin behind. Luke is across. The next player on Ushagat can go. Cecily is across. The next player on the Resurrected team can go. Anne's now going for Ushagat. Charlotte is still behind. Brett's going. He seems to be running across the beam. Anne is taking her time, but Charlotte is almost across. And with Charlotte across, Kalgin can send in their next member. Looks like Brett has actually taken the lead over Anne. Brett's almost done. Anne's almost there as well. Heather is now starting, but her team is way behind. Brett is across. The next Resurrected player can go. And it looks like Anne's almost done. Anne is done. The next member on Ushagat can go. Zane is moving for the Resurrected players. Meanwhile, Heather is still taking her time. Frank is now going. Zane is halfway across his team's beam. Meanwhile, Heather is almost done. Heather is all done. Connor quickly gets onto his tribe's beam, and it looks like he's taking Cecily's same strategy. Connor better move because Zane and Frank are approaching the end of their beams. Connor is actually moving quickly across his team's beam. He can get his team back in the race, but he better move. Frank is almost at the end of his beam, and it looks like Zane has made it. Now the next player on the Resurrected team can go. Frank is done. That means Scarlett is the last person to go for Ushagat. Looks like Eliza is going for the Resurrected team, and it seems that Connor is almost at the end of his beam. Connor's done. That means Jacqueline is the last one to go for Kalgin. See how it isn't a huge advantage for the Resurrected players because they have 6 and need more players to finish? Scarlett and Jacqueline are starting, and Jacqueline is a little bit behind Scarlett, but they're both behind Eliza. If she makes it, then Moose will have to go. Looks like Jacqueline is still a bit behind Scarlett, as Scarlett is halfway done. And it looks like Eliza has finished, meaning Moose is the last one to go for the Resurrected players. Moose is sprinting on his beam, but he has to hurry as Jacqueline and Scarlett are almost done. Moose has actually started to close the gap a little bit. He's caught up to Jacqueline and Scarlett, but they're still almost done. Scarlett is done. That means her team can start swimming out to the platform. Jacqueline is done, meaning her team can swim out to their platform. Moose is almost done. Moose is done, meaning the Resurrected players can now start swimming out. Everybody now starting the swimming portion of this challenge. Everybody kind of neck and neck with each other right now. Heather's almost at the platform for Kalgin. Brett's almost there with Zane and Moose behind. Looks like Frank is about to make it to the platform with Luke behind. Luke and Frank are on their platform. Brett's on his team's platform with Zane and Moose a bit behind. And it looks like Heather's on the platform with Jacqueline almost up. The older players of Kalgin are kind of neck and neck with each other, but they still have a bit more to go. Looks like Ty of the Resurrected team is trying to help Cecily as Eliza is swimming solo. And Scarlett is almost at the platform with Winter and still behind. A lot of time has passed. Let's see the progress. For Kalgin, it seems that Heather and Jacqueline are on the platform. Connor and Walter are almost up, with Charlotte a little bit behind them. For the Resurrected team, everyone is up except for Cecily, who's getting helped up by Ty. Scarlett makes it for Ushagat with Winter and Anne a bit behind. Kalgin almost have all their members, they just need Charlotte. And same with Ushagat. As Winter just made it, now they need Anne, but the Resurrected players have everyone on the platform. They can now search the bucket. Charlotte is up. That means Kalgin can search their bucket for their flint. Meanwhile, Zane's looking for the Resurrected team's flint. Connor continuing to look through the bucket. Meanwhile, Zane's still not able to find his flint yet, but it looks like Anne has made it onto the Ushagat's platform, meaning they can now search for the flint. Come on, Zane, you got it yet? I almost do. Just freaking let me take my time. Walter's still with nothing. Luke still with nothing. Ooh, but it looks like Zane has retrieved the flint for the resurrected players. They can now swim back. The resurrected players are swimming back, meaning that Kalgin and Ushagat need to move it. The resurrected players are still extending their lead. They want their spots back in this game more than anything. Luke finds Ushagat's flint. Connor finds Kalgin's flint. They can now swim back to shore. Zane, what are you doing? I have to make sure I don't drop the flint in the water and get it soaked. Both teams are swimming with their flint still in the water and they don't seem to care. Yeah, well, we're almost done, so it won't matter anyway. The resurrected players are now running to their team's fire pit. Members of Kalgin and Ushagat are starting to get back to shore, but the returnees are so far ahead of them. The resurrected players make it to their fire pit. Zane, where is the flint? I might have dropped it. You what? Jeez, chill out, dude. It was under my hat. I was just playing. Stop freaking with the goofing off. We need to win this. Zane's starting to start the fire. The other teams are starting to get their members back, though, so they have to go. A lot of time has passed, and it looks like Kalgin and Ushagat are almost back to shore. They better move, because now the resurrected players have their fire now. But it's not the full height, but it seems like it might be all over for Kalgin and Ushagat in a little bit. The resurrected players' flame is getting bigger, and everybody on Kalgin and Ushagat are done. They can now head to their fire pit, but they have to move. Kalgin and Ushagat are almost at their fire pits. Meanwhile, the resurrected players' flame is still burning. And the resurrected players' flame is burned to the max height, which means they have beat both Kalgin and Ushagat. Well then, resurrected players, congratulations. You have beat both Kalgin and Ushagat. As reward, you guys will actually be able to watch both tribal councils that attend, and after that, you guys will vote 2 people back into the game. Alright, here's how it will work. Kalgin, you will attend tribal first. Ushagat, you'll follow soon after. Make sense? Alright. Grab your stuff and head back to camps. I'll see you all tonight. Both my team and the other team should have picked the right players to vote off, because little did they know, we were going to come back for a little bit of revenge. And now that we've been able to beat them, all I gotta do is hope that I actually got the people to write my name down when the tribal councils of both Ushagat and Kalgin are finished, and hopefully I can come back into the game. Man, Survivor twists always shake things up. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who comes back. Yep. So, you know, we and Ushagat just lost to the eliminated players. And that really sucks, because one of them is not only coming back, but 2 of them are coming back, and that's gonna be pretty scary to find out who's gonna come back. Alright guys, well, I am still willing to work with you both, since I got realistically no other options. Alright, so what are you thinking? I guess I'll do Jacqueline. Really? Yeah, because I know you both have a strong connection with Heather, and it wouldn't make sense to just eliminate Heather. Besides, if I just tell you both to eliminate Heather, it will deter you both from wanting to do so. So, I'm fine with doing Jacqueline. You think we should work with Charlotte? I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't 100% trust Charlotte right now, so part of me kind of wants to just take her out and be done with it, because I feel like Jacqueline would be a bit more of a reliable ally in the future than Charlotte. So, we're doing Charlotte, right? Yeah, I think so. All we just gotta do is convince Walter and Connor to do it. I'm relatively nervous, because if I get the strange feeling that, Walter and Connor aren't with me or Heather, I am 100% certain I'm getting votes and probably going out, because I don't see Heather going out because Connor is with her. So we just gotta make sure that we can lock him in and Walter in, so that way we can have an easy vote on Charlotte. Alright, Walter, Connor, I feel like it should be our group of 4, and we should make it to the merge. Alright, I guess I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with taking out Charlotte. Alright, great. I'm just wondering who's gonna come back, because if it's someone like Brett, then that'll be a problem. Yeah, that'd be pretty scary. But if it's someone like Eliza, I guess it wouldn't be too bad, because we can just send her out pretty quickly, because, you know, she's not really that much of a threat. I'm definitely not 100% sure on where I sit right now. I mean, I want to continue working with Charlotte, but I don't know. If I'm getting the feeling that Connor wants to work with Heather and Jacqueline more, then I have no choice but to follow suit. But I guess it will all come down to how he feels, and tonight, I guess it will just base on what I'll do. I mean, I don't know, because I just want to get to the merge. Survivor and their twists really are trying to make me and Winter just not make it to the merge. Because with the resurrected players winning, 2 of them are coming back. Someone's going home from Kalgin, someone's going home from our team. It just kind of sucks, because if we can't get Frank and Luke on our side, then me and Winter are pretty much done for. Where do you 2 sit on the boat? I have no preference. Same here. Alright, well, I guess we'll just decide at Tribal. Cruelly, Survivor adds in these twists, and, well, someone's coming back into the game. And it could be someone who I eliminated. Well, actually, all 3 of the people who are on my team were eliminated by my hand. So, I'm actually kind of hoping that the 2 people coming back are anyone from the Kalgin tribe. Well, this is scary. Yeah, I mean, what do we do? Well, we haven't talked to Frank or Luke yet, so we have to. Yeah, we gotta survive. I'm nervous right now because it's a possibility that it could be me or Am going out. But all we gotta do is just talk to Luke and Frank, and hopefully they'll be willing to take out Scarlet. Hey, you 2. Hey, Frank. Hey, Luke. Can we talk? Yeah, sure. Alright, so we wanted to propose the idea of voting off Scarlet to both of you. Alright, I mean, we're not against it. We'll consider it. Yeah, because, I mean, she's playing both sides. I mean, sure, she might be on your side, but, I mean, she's extremely unreliable, and she's probably going to be scarier in the future because, you know, if one of our team's players comes back, you know, it will probably be better for us to have, you know, them on our side and not have them mistrust us if we keep Scarlet. I guess. Alright, we'll think about it. Me and Winter did all we possibly could, so now we just gotta hope that Frank and Luke are on our side and Scarlet will be gone. Where do you sit? I'm undecided. Yeah, this is pretty tough. I'm very nervous, not about who's going home, it's about, like, the result of whoever comes back into the game. That's kind of what I'm basing it on, because if we vote off someone like Anne and Winter and someone like Moose, Cecily, or Ty come back, you know, they'll probably resent us for keeping around Scarlet and want us gone. But on the other hand, if we keep Scarlet in the game, then whoever comes back from our original tribe will focus on her more than me or Frank. So I think that it's probably a double-edged sword for tonight, but I guess we'll find out when we attend it. Welcome, Kalgin, to Tribal Council. Before we begin, as you can see, the resurrected players are on the bench watching. So, Connor, how much did this twist impact your tribe? Well, it was big, you know, Jeff. You know, we definitely didn't expect our past to come back and haunt us, but they did, and, well, you know, they got back at us for eliminating them. So, Heather, do you think tonight's vote's going to impact the future depending on who comes back from the resurrected people? I would say so. I mean, but who knows? Maybe it won't. Maybe tonight's vote won't make that much of a difference, but we'll find out when we do vote. How are you feeling, Charlotte? Pretty nervous. The votes didn't go so well for me last night, so I'm just gonna have to hope that it goes well for me tonight. Alright, with that said, it's time to vote. Heather, you'll start us off. Sorry, it's just gotta be you tonight. Nothing personal. Hopefully this works out for me tonight. I'll go tally the votes. Alright, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now be the time to do so. No? Alright, I'll read the votes. First vote, Jacqueline. Next vote, Charlotte. That's one vote Jacqueline, one vote Charlotte. The third vote, Charlotte. That's two votes Charlotte, one vote Jacqueline. The fourth vote. And the seventh person voted off of Survivor, Rise, or Resurrection, Charlotte. Charlotte, that's 3 votes. That's enough for tonight. You need to bring me your torch. Charlotte, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Alright, you guys have eliminated another player from your team. Grab your stuff and head back to camp. We'll bring in the second group. Alright, welcome, Ushagat, to your tribal council. As you can see, the resurrected players are sitting by and watching. They just witnessed Kalgin's elimination ceremony. So, Luke, do you feel like whoever comes back into the game, you know, they'll be given an advantage to know who's going out from either tribe? Not really. I mean, because sooner rather than later, both teams are going to find out who got eliminated from their separate tribal, so I don't think it will be that much of an advantage. So, Scarlett, how are you feeling about tonight? Because it seems like every single time you guys attended Tribal, it definitely felt like a bit more of a unified tribe, especially with the last 2 votes you attended. Yeah, but tonight's a lot more closer, and I feel like it's gonna be closer. Do you agree with her, Winter? I think so, and I hope it's in my favor tonight. Alright, with that said, it's time to vote. Winter, you're starting us off. Here's a lesson. Don't try to double-cross a double-crosser. I hope that Frank and Luke will listen, and hopefully we can blindside you. I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now be the time to do so. No? Alright, I'll read the votes. First vote, Anne. Next vote, Scarlett. That's 1 vote Anne, 1 vote Scarlett. Third vote, Scarlett. That's 2 votes Scarlett, 1 vote Anne. The fourth vote, Anne. That's 2 votes Scarlett, 2 votes Anne, 1 vote left. The final vote. And the 8th person voted off a Survivor, Rise of Resurrection, Anne. Anne, that's 3 votes. That's enough for tonight. You need to bring me your torch. Anne, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Well, you guys have voted off another member from your team. Grab your stuff and head back to camp. Resurrectees, it's your turn. Well, I'm incredibly disappointed, especially in Connor and Walter, they preach loyalty to me, and then they just decided to turn their backs on me. So I'm hoping that neither of those two make it far, and I hope neither of them win the game because, they decided to go back on their word when they told me that they were good with me. It doesn't feel good to be betrayed, and it doesn't feel good being lied to, and it really sucks because if it weren't for this twist, I probably would have done pretty well in the merge. I was the oldest one to enter this game, and, well, it really sucks that I can't even make it to the merge. I thought I had it, but unfortunately, Luke and Frank just didn't want to stick with me. I don't really blame them, I guess. We didn't interact with them quick enough, and, Scarlet just had the edge over me, and I tried to pull a move over her, but she ended up getting her way yet again, and here I am.